On it.
You want to do this?
We are doing it. This is part of it.
This is part of it?
Absolutely.
All right, beautiful.
Oh, well, I wanted to finish. The thing is, okay, you're going to ask me different questions, but I'm about growing and building and bringing the idea to life. So when I see you, I say, oh, this guy understands how to hire engineers. Where I'm coming from Hollywood, coming from press, coming from media, all of the guys, that so many of the guys that have been like voices and faces and talking heads, whatever, have not understood how to engineer product. And that's the reason why I was able to jump past everyone in the entertainment field and become, um, whatever the net worth is, 11 billion. I'm going to stop putting the whole black thing on my worth. Like, let's just see where I am on the scale of life, because that's a cop out for me to say richest black guy of all time, because that's feeding into the same, trauma economy that Black Lives Matter feeds into. That's why I love and respect engineers. That's the only thing that we really need to teach in school is engineering. We don't need to teach history. We don't need to teach anything that is subjective. It needs to only be engineering taught in school, and everything else needs to be recess. Nothing that at all, any forced subjective information is just to weaken and indoctrinate our species. And that's what schools do now.
As an engineer, I love hearing you say that, but to push back, history is not, the interpretation of history might be subjective, but history has some facts, and they're useful to give a grounding to the way you do engineering.
I don't 100% believe in anything.
Your history is your heritage. Lex was touching on a base where we really need to touch on. Without knowing your history, you will never know your heritage. Let's listen.
I'm talking about you don't hold accountability to my pain. You're being a Karen. I'm talking about the, I'm not a Karen to the pain. I'm not a Karen, and I'm not going to cancel you, and I'm not going to uncensor you. I'm simply going to challenge you on what you're saying. I think you don't understand the pain that you've been causing with some of these comments, and I think that one in particular, I can understand. Oh my God. God forbid one comment could cause people to feel any of the pain that my people have went through for years. Even like the blacks being ushered to the left during the civil rights movement. No one has cared about black people. All right. No one is. Let me say, I agree that the racism against black people has been utterly deplorable, shameful, unacceptable, and thank God the world is beginning to move to a better place.
A better place. What has changed? What has changed? Let me know what has changed. Thumbs up and subscribe.
The way it has treated black people like you. However, it's one form of racism doesn't justify. It's almost in a better place. Well, one form of racism doesn't justify another. It's not a better place. I'm not cutting you off. I'm finishing my sentence. So you can respond. One form of racism. One form of racism. It is racism when you say I'm going death for Jewish people. I was in a position where I've been hurt, and this is the way I had the right to express myself. The point of this interview is for you to question me, and then for me to answer and say, okay, even though the same rules are not applied to my people, if a person with a gun or drugs is pulled over and has three other people in the car, they're all going to jail. I'm not going to apply that to Jewish people for the sake of this conversation. Isn't that what you wanted? But you know what you did? You tried to civil rights me. You tried to pull me back to a week ago. But we're here today. There's been plenty of conversations and commentary since that. But you want me to go back to 1960. No. You want me to go back to 7 days ago. All right, let me jump in. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to reflect. Okay, so have we grown? Have we grown? Here's how we grow. Yeah, here's how we grow. I want you to reflect. No, have we grown? Have we grown? You're not in charge of my growth. You're not in charge of my growth, Chris. Okay, let me phrase it like this. I'm about to suggest to you how you may grow if you choose to grow this way. And you can ignore me. You can ignore me. Piers, how much money are you worth? Not as much as you, sadly.
Exactly. So take my advice. Maybe you'll get richer.
I would love to take your business advice.
Why would I listen to you?
Well, why don't you hear what my advice is and then work out if I'm wrong? Can we do that deal?
Well, the thing is, you haven't given me any credit or a moment of reflection for the comparison that I made, the brilliant, if I do say so myself, comparison that I made to the cops pulling over one black person and locking everyone up.
I understand what you're saying.
And my tweet having issues. Wait a second, I wasn't done with the sentence. Of my tweet referring to all Jewish people, I said, for the sake of this conversation, I will refer to the business people who have destroyed me and my people and my fellow creatives. But you didn't even accept that I gave you that. You tried to push me back into 1960.
No, I didn't.
You tried to push me back into last week.
No, I didn't.
Okay, do you accept that example that I gave you?
I understand completely the example you gave me. I think all races...
Thumbs up and subscribe. I think Kanye got him on that one.
Is wrong.
So I feel that we've grown.
I would like you to reflect.
I feel we've grown.
If you feel we've grown, if you've now changed what you wanted to say originally, my question for you is: do you now regret saying DEFCON 3 on Jewish people? Are you sorry you said that?
No.
I don't think it matters. You should be.
Absolutely not. You know, I will say I'm sorry for the people that I hurt with the DEFCON, the confusion that I call. I feel like I cause hurt and confusion. And I'm sorry for the families of the people that had nothing to do with the trauma that I had been through, and that I use my platform where you say hurt people, and I was hurt.
It's an uncensored interview. You said something which you've now wished you hadn't said, and you've apologized. I actually think that says a lot about you. Right? That shows you've got that ability to be self-aware, to understand when you cross a line. I think someone like you, with all your energy and creativity and your passion, you're going to say stuff. The way that you talk.
Kanye is hurt. Who really cares about his feelings?
Constantly and in such an extraordinary manner, you're going to trip up. You're going to say things the wrong way. I don't think there's anything wrong in when you do that, doing what you just did and saying, look, I'm sorry, I crossed the line, I apologize.
I want to say that it's wrong to hold an apology hostage, and I got to let go of that and free myself of the trauma and say, look, I'm just going to give it all up to God right now and say to those families that I hurt, I really want to give you guys a big hug, and I want to, I say I'm sorry for hurting you in my comments, and I want to word it and not in like a political way, but in a presidential way, which means what I knew a president to be when I was growing up.
We see what's up. We see what's up. They tried to get an apology out of Ye. Ye say, look, man, hey, if any families or anybody, took something, man, hey, I could always be better. He didn't apologize to their community. Ye apologized to anybody, who, maybe didn't get the message as clear as he wanted to give it. Now we're going to hear it back with a dragonfly perspective, man. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Let's go, man. We popping up.
You don't hold accountability to my pain. You're being a Karen.
I'm talking
about.
I'm not a Karen
to the pain.
I'm not a Karen, and I'm not going to cancel you, and I'm not going to uncensor you. I'm simply going to challenge you on what you're saying. I think you don't understand the pain that you've been causing with some of these comments, and I think that one in particular, I can understand.
Oh my God! God forbid, one comment could cause people to feel any of the pain that my people have went through.
Here's the attempt to get Ye to apologize. I don't know, unconscious or conscious, there's Piers Morgan. And, Kanye know they sending people at him. Kanye know he's not really saying, please apologize. He's really saying either apologize or we gonna try to silence you. We gonna try to silence you. You want to go talk about the comments? The comments, Kanye saying, "Look, man, oh, you want to talk comments? All the comments I've been getting, all the crazy talk I've been getting from you people, man. Oh, don't let the comments hurt you as much as my people been hurt, which is why I'm speaking out. The issue is they don't like the reaction when they or people related to them are such a big part of the problem. Historically speaking, part of the problem, historically did not come over here on the side of Tecumseh. Historically did not come over here to, uh, you know, build up our indigenous communities. They came over here helping to tear them down, helping to build up this new white heaven in America. I'm not saying they're fully behind it because we kind of know who's fully behind it. We know about the more and more war. I'm saying them as puppets, them as participators, if they're not fighting for your freedom, they're fighting with the conquistador. They're fighting with the oppressor. They're pushing the narrative of the oppression. And the narrative they're pushing right now is that Yeezy crazy. But we said, Yeezy said it. He's talking about 12 tribes. He's putting them on blast, putting them on notice of who they are. He's saying, I'd rather my child know about Hanukkah than Kwanzaa. He's over there talking that talk. All because he, remember where it started from, back to the White Lives Matter shirt, even before that, but this new resurgence on Yeezy, this White Lives Matter. Now you got to see the genius in these moves, because now what are we talking about?
Just remember, your history is your heritage.